I'm Stacy Holmes, and this is Glordinary, a few moments where we celebrate God's glory and champion the ordinary. I'm glad you're here. I woke up this morning with the realization that I have 24 more days to complete about 124 days worth of life. Maycember is here in force, when the month of May masquerades as December. Like you, I'm sure, this is one of those months where every minute counts, and I need to borrow minutes from tomorrow. Fitting everything in, wrapping up school, high school and college finals, SAT prep, the school play, extra rehearsals, friends' graduations and open houses, and, gasp, my beloved trees are being cut. So sad. Throw in that we're car shopping, blah. My husband John's traveling for work, ugh. And we're taking the elderly across the country on a bucket list vacation. However, reminding my parents they're elderly never gets old. Hey, I keep their life interesting. But 24 days, oi. Feels like a little bit of life for a whole lot of living. It's no wonder I woke up yesterday in a near panic, craving a few moments of complete and utter silence. A few moments I could simply breathe in, breathe out, and say hello to the one who holds all things together, including me. Know what I mean? And as much as I wanted to go over my running list of to-dos while applying my makeup on top of yesterday's makeup, hey, we're not judging today, folks. I knew that reminding myself of all the living yet to do wasn't going to be helpful. What is helpful is leaning on my truth trellis. Your what? My truth trellis. Since we just wrapped our Habits That Work series, we've been sitting with that image of a trellis quite a bit. Last month, we talked a lot about our rule of life, our regula, which is Greek for a wooden or metal trellis. And much like a trellis gives structure to growing vines and plants, my Maycember is desperately in need of a truth trellis to give all my wild and wiry thoughts a place of boundary and order. The chaotic schedule, the amped emotions, the sharp comments coming out sideways. Oh yes, I need a trellis formed from real truth, God's truth, to keep me sane and situated in Him. And that's the picture that came to mind as I was reading Genesis 15. Once we get past creation, the garden, the serpent, gross, the ark, and the Tower of Babel, we're introduced to the original Old Testament all-star. And this is when God makes a covenant with Abram. Now, covenant is just a super churchy sounding word, but it's kind of just like the fancy legal way of saying promise. And at this point, Abram's already been led out of his homeland, out of everything familiar to him, to go to a place that he's been given no details about or directions for how to get to said location. In addition, God's covenant includes childless Abram, a deep bench of descendants. God says in Genesis 13, quote, "All the land that you see I will give to you and your offspring forever. I will make your offspring like the dust of the earth, so that if anyone could count the dust, then your offspring could be counted. Go, walk the length and breadth of the land, for I'm giving it to you." Well, this is embarrassing. Somehow God missed the details because Abram's got no babies. None, nada, no kiddos. He's like the original SINK, single income, no kids. And he's got no land rights. He left the only home that he had known. Naturally, sandwiched around this promise, this truth, Abram's asking some questions. What can you give me since I remain childless? How can I know that I'll gain possession of it? Questions. Accurate, good questions. Raw and honest. Questions stating the facts. I don't have kids. I don't have land. He's stating the facts. And God responds. Shoot, I could just pause right there and take that in. God responds. He's not offended. He's not mad or annoyed at Abram for asking and voicing his concern. He's not exasperated that Abram's reminding him of the facts. Nope. he responds with yet another promise, a covenant again, a promise based on more facts and good data. Genesis 15:7 says, I am the Lord who brought you out of Ur of the Chaldeans to give you this land to take possession of it. Okay, Stace, so what's that mean? How does that apply to me? Well, stay with me. You see, ancient royal covenants, they often followed a similar pattern of two things. Number one, the identification of the king, and number two, a short historical account. In other words, ancient covenants started by saying, this is who I am, and this is what I've done. I am the Lord who brought you out of Ur of the Chaldeans to give you this land to take possession of it. This is who I am. I'm the Lord, and this is what I've done. I brought you out of Ur, out of the darkness, the filth, the blindness. And as I read this story once again, it hit me. This isn't the first time that my life feels chaotic and crazy, and it certainly won't be the last. But it also won't be all on me to handle it alone. So what would it look like for me to position my crazy May-Sember schedule and all my questions and all my ranging emotions and, let's be real, my raging hormones too. But what would it look like to posture myself around the promise of who he is and what he has done, both for me and those before me? Instead of just basically barfing out my fears and worries and stressors and running through all my to-dos, what would it look like to structure my runaway train thoughts upon the truth trellis? Because I could really use an infusion of that reminder, especially right now. The reminder that this is who he is, and this is what he's done. That's our truth trellis. And all our other circumstances, facts, and data must respect the boundaries of truth. Oh, but truth doesn't ignore facts. If there's more month than means, truth doesn't ignore that fact. If the diagnosis is bleak, truth doesn't ignore facts. If the relationship is strained and threatening collapse, truth doesn't ignore facts. If the child is less inclined to the way, and more inclined to wayward, truth doesn't ignore those facts. Facts are facts, but facts must respect the boundaries of truth. And truth says, Stacy, this is who I am, and this is what I've done. I am the God who makes all things new. I took you out of the miry clay and set your feet on solid rock. I'm the God who leads and guides you. I have broadened the path beneath you so your ankles do not turn. I'm the God who never sleeps or slumbers. I've never failed to watch over your coming and going. I am the God who holds all things together. I hold you together too. I am the God who finds lost things, lost people. No matter if you make your bed in the depths of the sea, I am there, and I will find you in this season. I am the unchanging God. I am the same God I was yesterday, today, and forever, and that will not change. I needed that reminder today about who God is and what he's done for me and for you, my friend. So today, what would it look like for me, for you, to begin the conversation with a truth trellis, a place where facts can't grow fearfully wild and wiry, but are contained by truth, a place where facts must respect the boundaries of truth, because facts don't trump truth, and truth doesn't deny facts. A truth trellis gives a boundary, a structure to say, this is who my God is, and this is what he's done. And because of him, no matter the facts, we're going to be okay. Remember, you're not alone in this. I'm praying for you, friend. Have a glordinary day.